Their presence over the next few weeks is a welcome sight to students and parents. Many parents say they're taking this warning as a chance to talk to their kids about safety to and from school and at the bus stop.
This is not the first time we've received them. The other incident, the person was from another school, not real close by our area. We just kind of review safety features as far as, you know, coming home, straight home, and not going anywhere with people that you don't know.
According to a police report, the girl says the suspect circled the neighborhood while she was walking in it, but made no attempt to contact her.
First of all, the student was very intelligent and knew to do the best job possible of getting a description, so we were able to include a description of the person that was driving the van and a description of the van itself.
And that description goes like this: a white male, upper 40s, short graying, fuzzy hair, heavy set. The vehicle is described as a gray GMC van and did not have any windows. Now, in that story, you heard the lady talk about the incident from last year. And that ended up, well, it wasn't a hoax, but the report of a suspicious person wasn't completely founded. A safety alert did go out. And like I said, Worthington officials better rather be safe than sorry and send something like this home with thousands of students.
All right, John, thank you for that update. If you do have any information about this incident, you are encouraged to contact the Worthington Police.
Some anxious days lie ahead for two Columbus families who are still waiting to find out if a convicted killer will be set free. 46-year-old Arliss White had his first parole hearing today since being convicted of killing drugstore clerk Edith Markham in 1987. Instead of making a decision today, a parole board member and a hearing officer said this is a decision the whole 12-member parole board needs to make. Both the Markham and the White families agree that the killing has hurt everyone involved, but they don't see eye to eye on what should happen to Arliss White.
It's just time for him to come home. We miss him, and it's been too long. He has 3 beautiful little girls who have yet to see him.
If we can keep him in there and prevent this from happening to somebody else's family, that's a victory for us and for the other family that might happen to. We just want to keep him there.
A prison spokesman says the decision wasn't made today because this case has gotten so much publicity and the killing was so brutal. New at 6, we'll tell you when the full parole board is expected to decide what should happen to Arliss White.
Computer trouble is to blame for a possible holdup in child support checks in Franklin County. About 4,300 parents could find their checks delayed. The director of the Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency says his staff is running at least 3 days behind. That's because the new support enforcement tracking computer has been unavailable for more than half of the last 9 days. The number of cryptosporidiosis cases continues to rise tonight, now up to a total of 135 people with confirmed cases, more than 1,000 reporting symptoms. The Delaware City County Health Department is reporting that of those 135 people, 83 are in Delaware County, 40 here in Franklin County, 9 in Lincoln County, 2 in Knox County, 1 in Union County. Crypto symptoms include cramping, diarrhea, and nausea. Thoroughly washing and cooking food is important, and washing your hands often can also help keep it from spreading. There is no treatment. The bacteria has to run its course, which can take 6 to 8 weeks.
Republican presidential candidate George W. Bush had some well-respected company today talking defense with former General Colin Powell and Norman Schwarzkopf at Wright State University near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's outside Dayton. Ohio Secretary of State Ken Blackwell said the appearance was planned so Bush could deliver his message of building a strong defense, and an issue that Blackwell says distinguishes Bush from Al Gore. Bush pledged better pay and housing for soldiers and a task force of military leaders to come up with a strategic plan for the military of the future. Democratic candidate Al Gore awoke in Cleveland this morning, but today he moved on to neighboring Pennsylvania. Gore spent most of the day talking about the economy, defending his budget plan and telling voters not to vote for him just because of the economy, but the stronger economy that he will build if elected. The Gore campaign got another boost with word he's expected to get official support of the Teamsters, a prize both parties had sought. Some union leaders have been slow to embrace Gore in the past because of his policies favoring free trade. Another glorious day here in Central Ohio with clear skies and mild temperatures.
And who can complain with weather like this? Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Ganal. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Gail. Looks pretty nice when you look on our tower cam toward the Ohio State Farms on Lane Avenue in Kenny. Traffic in the foreground doesn't appear to be moving too quickly, though. But overall, everything's green. Everything looks fabulous around Central Ohio again today. Unfortunately, like last Friday night, though, Gail and Cab, we had a couple of thunder showers around with lightning that delayed some of the high school games. And after a perfect week, we probably are faced with that again tomorrow night.
Timing could be a bit better. All right, Jim, we'll check back with you in a bit.
Well, Nationwide Arena is set to open tomorrow, but the celebrations, they are already underway downtown.
News Channel 4's Mike Hedrick is there. Mike, what's going on tonight?
Well, 30 days until the puck drops, and it seems like the whole city is counting. Colleen, training camp started today. Physicals actually took place today. For those of you who thought the training camp started tomorrow, they will hit the ice, though. Tomorrow morning, we'll have full coverage of that. But today, the mayor declared this month Blue Jackets month, okay? He declared it that. He says he hopes that the team, as well as the arena district, will help start off economically, help the city come to the next level. But until then, they're raising something else to the next level. It's at this sign here, Blue Jackets Boulevard. They turned Broad Street into Blue Jackets Boulevard from 3rd Street to Civic Center Drive. Also, City Hall and Levesque Tower. You can see Levesque Tower broad daylight right now, and you won't see at all what it's going to be tonight. They're going to light the whole thing up in blue, as well as City Hall here going to be lit up in blue. So a lot of things are changing here. We're told that a lot of restaurants in the area also are going to be serving blue food as well as blue drinks. So if you don't like the color blue, you'll want to stay out of the city of Columbus for a little while. Also, I got to show you something right here. Now, don't tell anyone because no one else knows this, but I have one of the game day pucks right here. It's one of 25 they're going to use on game day. It's been all around the world, been taken. People who are extremely famous have had their pictures taken with this, and they're going to eventually auction this off after the first game. But this is one of the game day pucks, as I said, one of the few places you'll actually see this. Back to you guys.
You better go high because there's going to be some people coming after that puck pretty soon.
They know where you are.
Oh, you're telling people?
No, not a word. Downtown at Broadmoor. Anyway, thank you, Mike. We appreciate that report. News Channel 4 will have complete coverage of tomorrow's opening of the Nationwide Arena. It's going to be exciting. We're going to start at 6 a.m. all throughout the day with coverage.
Very much fun. Well, it's been a year since we introduced our viewers to Lisa, a Columbus woman with breast cancer. Tonight, we wrap up our series as Lisa finishes treatment and gets on with life.
Plus, you've heard of giving the gift of life, but now a way you can pass on life to your pet once you pass on.
I'm Colleen Marshall. Coming up at 5:30, a teen responsible for the death of another is sentenced today. We'll tell you how much time he will spend in prison. Plus, startling numbers locally for people living with AIDS. We'll tell you where the largest group of new cases is coming from. And a one-of-a-kind machine right here in Central Ohio. We'll tell you why it's here, coming up tonight at 5:30.
Where news comes first. You're watching News Channel 4 at 5 with Gail Hogan, Cabot Ray, and forewarned Storm Team meteorologist Jim Ganol with weather.
Real-time closed captioning for News Channel 4 is provided by Smuckers.
With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
Now for moms in a hurry, Smuckers introduces new Uncrustables PB&J sandwiches. Smuckers starts with delicious peanut butter and jelly, takes off the crusts, and seals in all the goodness of homemade. Uncrustables go from freezer to lunchbox for a soft, taste like fresh-made Smuckers PB&J at school. Try new Smuckers Uncrustables. They're in the freezer aisle. With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
In a quiet moment, do you daydream in rich sunny colors and soft textures of a beautiful place you call home? At Right Rug's end of summer sale, you'll find the best selection of carpet styles and colors and expert installation at the best prices. So fall into savings. For a limited time, no interest, no payments for 1 year. Get what's right for you. Right Rug, the guaranteed lowest prices for 65 years.
Delta Marine is holding its own boat and RV show this week at the dealership with great closeout prices.
Enjoy the great outdoors in style with Delta Marine.
The Tracker 8-foot pop-up trailer, only $121 a month.
The Arctic Cat 300 4x4, only $114 a month. Delta Marine has great deals on fast and fun runabouts.
The Maxim 1800 on $195 a month. The 1900 Performance and Luxury. Voted outstanding value, the Rinker 212 Captiva.
Boats, RVs, and ATVs at Delta Marine. We sell fun!
It's the final weeks of White's gigantic bankruptcy going out of business sale, and that means time is running out fast. When this going out of business sale is over, it's over, and the doors close forever after 56 years. White's Furniture is liquidating now, and that means living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, kids' rooms, genuine leather, oriental rugs, and so much more, all at going out of business prices with selection that is now changing every day. Do not let these last critical weeks of White's going out of business sale slip away. Shop and buy any day this week at White's last event in 56 years. The time to act is now.
Norse family of dealerships is proud to bring to the community the Forewarned Neighborhood Weather Net. You're watching News Channel 4, voted Outstanding News Operation by the Ohio Associated Press. News Channel 4, where news comes first.
For your health tonight, keeping man's best friend going strong. In many ways, it's the newest trend in veterinary medicine, pacemakers for pets. The only catch is you can't buy them. News Channel 4 health reporter Eleanor Andrews joins us now with details. That's a pretty significant catch, Eleanor.
Well, Cabot, there are normally pacemakers that are only sold to humans, and they cost about $2,000. But tonight, we introduce you to a dog whose owners traveled more than 2.5 hours in hopes of saving her life. You'd never know by looking at her, but this Brittany Spaniel was a pretty sick dog. Last year, Heather could barely walk without fainting, was constantly out of breath, and stopped eating. The dog had an arrhythmia disease, causing her heart to beat irregularly. Her diagnosis, 3 months to live. The doctor's goal was to prevent congestive heart failure, like you see in this x-ray. But the only way to get a clear chest is if Heather underwent a surgical procedure. So using a pacemaker, the exact same device that keeps man's heart going, is now being donated by hospitals and families of deceased patients and being implanted into his best friend.
This is actually going to be installed right along here on the dog's neck. And even after it heals, you'll be able to put your hand up here and feel this.
Then doctors plug this electrical coil into the battery, feed it through Heather's veins to her heart, where these prongs slip inside, catching the muscle.
We'll immediately start pulsing with an electrical beat.
Okay, I'm going to hook you up. And within seconds, doctors double-check the pacemaker and know Heather's heart will never skip another beat.
This will kick in whenever her body misses a beat and go ahead and recharge so that she doesn't have any episodes where she feels faint or her blood pressure drops. It's pretty cool.
What does it do for the quality of life for a dog like Heather?
Quality of life for Heather, she can run, she can play, she can catch ball. She's a dog again. It is incredible what it does for her life, and that kind of passes along because now it improves the quality of life of the people that own her.
Which is a cycle that both pet owners and dogs, I'm sure, alike would tell us is absolutely invaluable. Now, Heather's pacemaker will last about 5 to 7 years. She'll go back in for a checkup once a year where they'll hook her up to electrodes like we just saw. And Cabot, once a week, the owners are going to have to take her to the phone and use a telephone to actually hold it up to her neck, just like a person would do. And that's how they'd go about checking to make sure she's still A-okay.
Wow, if only we all could get our physical that way over the phone. Wouldn't that be
know.
Nice? Thanks, Eleanor. At least 10 of these procedures have now been done here in Central Ohio this year. Ohio State University and MedVet are the only places in town performing them. If you buy video and computer games at Kmart, you might need to show an ID for some of the more violent games. Kmart officials announced the new policy today. Starting in mid-October, Kmart will require IDs for some adult-rated games and won't sell those games to anyone under the age of 17 unless accompanied by a parent. The new policy was made at a news conference today with several senators who begin hearings next week about the marketing of adult-rated entertainment to children. A $1 million painting is back in the North Carolina Museum tonight. The Madonna and Child in a Landscape had been displayed in the North Carolina Museum of Art for 16 years, when last year descendants of a doctor in Vienna claimed the painting had been stolen from the doctor by Nazis in World War II. Museum officials promptly returned the painting, but felt there was something lacking at their museum, so the family sold it back to them for about half price, or $600,000.
A year ago this month, we introduced you to a Columbus woman who began a fight against breast cancer. Lisa Lutzenheiser has allowed our cameras to follow her every step of the way through surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, and recovery. Now back at work and cancer-free, we look back at the roller coaster of a year for Lisa, in her words, and to the music of her sister's special song, Step by Step.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I just found out that I have breast cancer. I just feel that it's going to be okay.
I have known the tears of suffering.
But there are things that we can do, and it's going to be rough, and I'm going to look a little different, but I can get through it.
I have known the fear.
I've never felt alone.
the whole time. And I know that's for my family and my friends.
I have journeyed through
All good news. Everything they found is negative, 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 and negative is good.
She will need chemotherapy just clinically based on the size of her tumor.
The thing that I keep thinking of, God only gives you enough that you can handle, and I refer back to that a lot.
Well, you know, the fun part about this is you can be any color you want.
Did you break out?
This makes it very real.
Give me another touch. Oh, please.
As we march on, let the strong help we can't sit back and give.
They say it might even take 2 to 4 months before I get all my stamina back and get rolling.
So many people, I just can't believe it. When you're up on that platform, you get to see miles and miles and miles of people. It's just incredible.
You're here not only to talk about what Gail's been doing in your story, but there's a special song.
What's the name of the song?
Step by step.
And someone asked me, cancer has inspired you in any way? And I said, really, the cancer hasn't inspired me. It's been more the people that I've met talking, even to the doctors and how they, handled, the whole situation. My nurses, and, I couldn't wait to get down and talk to my secretaries and the receptionists, at radiation. They were wonderful. That's what inspires me.
And our thanks again to Lisa. She has been a pleasure to work with and has offered much to our viewers. I also want to thank the people at the James Cancer Hospital who have been generous with their time and information in making this series possible. And the song Step by Step is written for breast cancer patients, sung by Lisa's sister. And if you want information about how you can get the CD, go to our website, WCMH4.com.
Great story. And she's doing well now.
She's doing very well. Hard to believe a year went by. I talked to her today. I said, hard to believe it's been a year, but she's great.
It's been a great story to follow.
Well, days like today, typical of September. That's why this is my favorite month of the year.
Mine too, not just because my birthday's in this month. We couldn't ask for a better example than today's sunshine and blue skies. Jim, we're hoping this carries through to the weekend. She still hasn't gotten me my gift yet either. That's the problem.
Well, after you get a certain age, you don't get gifts.
That's true.
I think you're probably there.
Thank you.
I want to show you on our neighborhood weather net. The temperature is 81 degrees at this site. Humidity is only 39%. And yes, Gail, the weekend looks pretty good. There'll be a few bumps along the road, though, tomorrow. Other temperatures, Gahanna 77, Richwood 80, Marion has 84. There's nothing on Forewarned First Doppler. On Tower Cam looking north this time over Riverside Hospital up toward Worthington. Again, a very, very pretty day in central Ohio. Other temperatures, 75 at New Philadelphia is the most comfortable temperature of the lot this afternoon. So we've seen today another day filled with blue skies and sunshine. Got a few showers off to the south. This storm actually is down in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're starting to see a cold front come through Iowa. So both of these will marry up and spread more clouds and a better chance of showers here in the next 24 hours. You see how the cloud pattern spreads into central Ohio during the night, and then as we watch the showers and thunderstorms, the rainfall amounts are going to be quite light with this. In the next 24 hours, as we watch, you'll see the cold fronts off to the north and west, the tropical system to the south, so it still will be scattered in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. Our high and low temperature at our National Weather Service site, 80, 48 again, record low is 40, 1988. You kind of forget we almost had as many record lows as record highs in that drought year of 1988. So here's the tropical system that's going to spread some moisture north to us. And here's the cold front to the west. There's a really strong cold front behind that that's going to bring some snow to the northern Rockies this weekend. But mild weather will prevail in the Ohio Valley. You can see this is kind of expanding and spreading north. Still some concern that it could be a tropical system developing in the Gulf of Mexico and a narrow line of showers and thunderstorms on the cold front. Now today, ragweed was not quite as high. Mold spore not quite as high as previous days. Less wind does help out. Temperatures mid-70s to low 80s on the board today. It'll be a mild night tonight. No temperatures dropping into the 40s, mid-50s to around 60. And tomorrow, a better chance of a shower or thunder shower in west and north and south. And look at the temperatures as we get through the weekend. 85 on Sunday. Then we'll start to back it down again by the middle of next week.
Great. Thank you very much, Jim. Ice cream, tomatoes, popcorn, cream puffs, and beer. Well, we've got the weather, and if you like to eat, then there are lots of festivals and activities for your family to choose from this weekend. Kathy Donahue has a preview.
Plus, police say he stole thousands from senior citizens, and more victims could be out there. Tonight at 6, we'll hear from a woman who says he tricked her, too.
Oil prices have hit record highs. Crude oil companies are not producing enough oil to meet world demand. How will this affect your pocketbook when heating your home this winter? Find out what experts predict tonight on News Channel 4 at 6.
Labor Day is over, but not Heilig Meyer's Labor Day sale and clearance. We've extended it through this weekend. Everything is on sale. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather, home office, appliances, electronics, even recliners. They're all on sale. Every style, every color, with famous Lane recliners starting at just $299.95. And save 20 to 50% on selected clearance merchandise throughout the store. So if you want your money to work as hard as you do, don't miss America's hardest working Labor Day sale and clearance. Extended through this weekend only at Heilig Meyer's.
When I think weather in the morning, it's Big Bob. He's the man. News Channel 4 today. That's it. What else? There's nothing else.
Watch Bob Nunnally on News Channel 4 today, because obviously he's the man.
Bob is the man.
Hey, feast your eyes on this. The big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. 30% larger than a large. A real street corner pizza covered with cheese. Over a pound of cheese on this masterpiece. You know what a pound of cheese costs at the market? And we dropped the price a buck. Now it's just $8.99. $8.99? What part of big, good, and incredible deal don't you understand? Hurry, this price ain't gonna last. Hey, value doesn't get any bigger than this. The big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
For the style that defines you. For the elegance you possess. For the luxury you deserve. For your floors. For the home of your dreams. Visit Levi's 4 Floors, because your home deserves the very best. Visit Columbus's only authorized DuPont Flooring Centers.
Your favorite Central Ohio high school can win a $1,000 scholarship from NBC4 and Quality Chevrolet and the North Delaware and Chillicothe dealerships. Just send a postcard to this address or enter at WCMH4.com. If your school wins, you win.
Dream, 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 dream.
Suddenly, a lot of people are dreaming about milk and all the great things that go along with it. The reason is simple. Lactaid milk. Lactaid is real milk, delicious, refreshing, and easy for you to digest naturally, so you can stop dreaming and start enjoying with Lactaid milk. Lactaid is just another name for milk.
Well, the holiday weekend may be over, but the summer fun certainly is not.
There are plenty of festivals to keep you very busy and very entertained the next few days. Each week, Kathy Donahue takes a look at some of the activities. We call it
Just for Fun.
Nicely done.
They'll be tapping the first kegs around noon tomorrow at the German Village Oktoberfest. The theme of this year's Oktoberfest is polka all day and party all night. There will be, of course, plenty of beer, brats, cream puffs, and music. It runs until 8 o'clock Sunday night. Tickets are $5 for adults.
There's construction going on at the new home of the Columbus Health Department, but that's not stopping organizers of the Hot Times Community Festival. It starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday, and promises to be a busy 3 days of food, activities, crafts, and music.
In Utica, you could get some ice cream history, Buckeye trees, and science in the Buckeye Tree Festival at Velvet Ice Cream's Ye Old Mill. The event from noon till 6 Sunday celebrates Ohio's 19th century heritage, highlighting Ohio crafts artists, a quilting bee, and of course, ice cream. The residents of Marion have already started celebrating at the Marion Popcorn Festival. This runs through Saturday night. This is the 20th anniversary. There'll be special events like a Popcorn 5000 run, a bike tour, and a midget football popcorn ball. And if you'd rather fill up on tomatoes than popcorn, or try both, Reynoldsburg, the home of the tomato, is holding its annual festival. Plenty of tomato products to try. The Midway is open through the weekend. There are tomato crafts as well. This festival already started. It runs until midnight Saturday with a parade scheduled for 2 o'clock on Sunday. Kathy Donahue, News Channel 4, Columbus.
And the Reynoldsburg Festival has a little competition. Fredericktown is hosting its tomato show this weekend, 10 until 10 through Saturday night.
And if all this doesn't keep you busy enough, you can check out the Clintonville Arts and Music Festival Friday and Saturday. It's a fundraiser for the Whetstone Recreation Center with artists from all over the state participating, as well as music and children's activities.
This may be the busiest festival weekend of the year with all that happening.
And great weather, too. We thank you for joining us.
Mike and Colleen are up next for News Channel 4 at 5:30.
Thank you much, Cabot and Gail. New statistics on AIDS here in Central Ohio.
I wouldn't wish this life on anyone.
People living with AIDS share their story as we take a look at the latest trends in the growing epidemic.
Once upon a time, the phrase black gold meant oil, but today it means this, replacement tires for the ones recalled by Firestone. I'm Holly Hollingsworth. We'll update you on the supply here in Central Ohio coming up. Groveport schools are at full capacity. I'm Mindy Dreyer, and I'll show you how one elementary school is dealing with this overcrowded situation. I'll have that story when News Channel 4 continues.
Look, we only want what's best for you.
Once you make a plan, stick to it.
You're not going out dressed like that, are you?
Wildest regions of Disney imagination. The Jungle Book, Tarzan, and The Lion King come together in Disney's Jungle Adventures on Ice. Be there as world-class skaters push their acrobatic talents to the limit in this once-in-a-lifetime event. Disney's Jungle Adventures on Ice. The adventure is in full swing.
Playing Nationwide Arena September 13th through 17th. Buy your tickets today.
It all started on his blind date.
You know what? You want to come in, have a drink, or we can go? Why don't we go? I don't know if I mentioned that I was Greek. We came actually from a small island of the Cyprus. You know what? I've got email. If you've got a pen, a pencil, a piece of paper, a pamphlet.
Stop, Angela Nicholas! But when it was over, it was just the beginning. This fall, Steven Weber is cursed. NBC Thursdays.
Okay, I'm going digital.
Geez, all you guys do is work. It's lunchtime. You deserve something fresh from Subway. I'm talking to you, Bruno. Listen up. Check these out.
Upgrade your lunch with our new Subway Selects, each with a unique sauce. Steak and cheese with spicy Southwest sauce, roast beef with horseradish sauce, the tangy honey mustard melt, and more. All on fresh-baked gourmet breads. Which one do you want?
I love technology.
Subway. Eat fresh.
New car totaled? MetLife Auto will replace it without deducting for depreciation and still save you up to $200 or more in premiums. Now that's insurance the way it ought to be.
Live from the NBC4 studios in Columbus, this is News Channel 4 at 5:30.
Experts say Ohioans wear out some 14 million tires in a normal year.
But this year will be higher than normal. Firestone recall trashing thousands of extra tires here in the Buckeye State.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Mike Jackson. As the Justice Department studies whether the Bridgestone Firestone Tire Company broke any criminal or civil laws on the national level, people here in Central Ohio lining up to get their tires replaced. It's a process that's been difficult. New tires, tough to find. Thousands of scrap tires are being left over. Holly Hollingsworth joins us live now with an update. Holly?
Well, Mike, because those faulty Firestone tires were mostly on Ford vehicles, especially Explorers, Ford jumped in about 3.5 weeks ago saying their dealers would go ahead and take care of replacing these tires. That way Ohioans would not have to wait until the final phase of Firestone's recall plan. But the simple laws of supply and demand made Ford's program challenging to implement here. Even when Ford took action last month, finding replacement tires was more than difficult. Dealers here say it was impossible. Today, more customers are calling in.
Pretty hectic. It's taking one person mostly full-time to answer phones on tires.
Graham Ford downtown is replacing tires on about 20 vehicles every day.
It takes up a lot of technicians' time. In fact, we have a crew working until 9 o'clock at night to help get through this.
A bit of good news, the process of getting replacement tires is getting a little bit easier as we go. You're looking at the current day equivalent of gold. A shipment of 100 tires just picked up by Graham Ford today. They say prior to the recall, they might have used 50 to 100 tires in a month. Now they've got 100 tires today. They'll pick up 100 more tomorrow.
Here's one right here.
And the recalled tires taken off locally are winding up here at a Grove City tire recycling company. They pick up tires from most of the Ford dealers in town, and now they're making many more trips than usual.
They may generate 300 to 400 tires every 2 to 3 weeks. They're now generating probably 400 to 500 tires 2 or 3 times a week. So probably about a 25 to 35% increase.
The recalled tires are being turned into boiler fuel, drainage matter, and road construction materials. The ability to recycle, fortunate for our area because there are many more recalled tires out there.
I don't think we've scratched the surface yet. I really don't.
And you're taking a look now live at some of the tires that are piled up here at Graham Ford. These are some of the tires affected by the recall. These have been taken off Ford vehicles here in the Columbus area and will eventually wind up at that tire recycling yard, Mike. And as you can see, certainly by this evidence here, there are plenty of tires out there on vehicles here in central Ohio that are affected by this recall.
That's quite a pile already, Holly, and I guess it's going to get a lot higher. It is illegal to send those recalled tires to a dump. Ford dealers also under instructions to put big holes in the sidewalls of the recalled tires so they can't be reused because many of them look like they're nearly brand new.
The Worthington School District is investigating a case of stranger danger, and that's also topping our news tonight. The district sent a letter to parents after a middle school student said she was followed as she walked home. Happened Tuesday near South and Evening Streets. A convicted killer and the family of his victim will have to wait to find out if he will go free. 46-year-old Arliss White had his first parole hearing today since being convicted of killing a drugstore clerk, Edith Markham, back in 1987. A controversial case has now been referred to the entire 12-member parole board. George W. Bush is in the Buckeye State today. He told a crowd at Wright State University that the military is short on equipment and has people on food stamps. He says he'll rebuild the military's morale with better housing and better pay for soldiers. Big day for the Blue Jackets. The city plans to light the Levesque Tower and City Hall in blue tonight, and the team hits the ice for the first time tomorrow as Nationwide Arena officially opens to the public.
A man working at a Kraft food distribution center in southern Franklin County in the hospital tonight. Employees tell News Channel 4 that a refrigeration unit apparently fell on the 25-year-old Eric Kirk's head. Kirk is at Grant Hospital tonight. He is listed in critical condition. An 18-year-old Columbus man behind the wheel of a deadly car accident that killed a Gahanna High School student will spend the next 3 years behind bars. Paul Letsom died in that crash in November of 1999. Today, the driver, Brian Brown, apologized in court to Letsom's family and friends. The 2 and 3 other students were on lunch break when Brown lost control of the car. Letsom died instantly. The 3 others were injured. Brown pled for forgiveness from the court and said he would like to get to know Brown's family.
No way. Don't want to know him.
He never even so much as sent a sorrow card. None of his family did. So I think that was just a smoke screen in there. I really do.
I just want to say to everybody, to the families and everybody that's been watching, that it was just a tragic mistake for everybody concerned. And Brian and my family would have been there, but we were advised not to be.
Judge O'Connor sentenced Brian Brown to 3 years on aggravated vehicular homicide charges and 17 months each on 3 aggravated vehicular assault charges, ordering him to serve them concurrently. Lepson's parents say there will be a candlelight vigil at his gravesite tonight at 8:30.
School districts across Ohio are feeling the pinch of overcrowding. In the Groveport-Madison School District, there are 6,000 students this year. That's more than ever before. For Your Education, Mindy Dreher takes us into an elementary school building and shows us how students and staff are coping.
Frank jotted down the number of minutes each time they chatted online in August.
This is Mrs. Bell's 5th grade class at Dunlow Elementary. There are 30 students, and that is at full capacity. It can get quite uncomfortable in here. The sun shines brightly through these windows, and there's no air conditioning. But the biggest concern for Mrs. Bell, making sure her students are getting enough individual attention.
Not just, having them answer a question in the classroom, but did I try to connect with them somehow personally to let them know that I care about them and that I want them to be happy in my classroom? And with 30 of them, it's almost like a checklist.
Besides crowded classrooms, this school has simply run out of space. What were once closets have now been converted to offices.
And we're doing our best with every inch of space.
This custodian area is also used as a small band room where a dozen students learn and practice their music.
It's really hard for them at times and a difficult situation then for the custodians, but we manage because we have to.
And this hallway has been dedicated to the Ohio Reads program, where they have about 12 individual tutors working with students here. They also add additional desks in this part of the hallway, but they do allow just enough room so students can escape through those doors in case of a fire. The district may have to use portable classrooms, renovate, or construct new buildings to help ease the pain.
Some plans will need to come, and they'll need to come probably this school year, some major decisions on how to handle the growth.
But for now, students and staff are dealing with the situation the best they can. Mindy Dreher, News Channel 4.
And the district is not asking voters for help this November. However, an operating levy or bond issue may be an option next year. The school board there is asking for community involvement before making a final decision.
Chief Meteorologist Jim Goodall joins us now. Jim, we're in that nice pattern.
Boy, September and October, historically very nice. The weekend's going to be great, too.
Plus, common perceptions about the spread of AIDS may be wrong. We'll have surprising numbers about the Central Ohio heterosexual community.
And if you want to burn calories, tone muscles, take care of your heart, but the thought of the gym really doesn't have you getting out the front door, Kathy Donahue has some great suggestions when News Channel 4 continues.
Where news comes first, you're watching News Channel 4 at 5:30 with Colleen Marshall, Mike Jackson, and forewarned Storm Team meteorologist Jim Goodall with weather.
Real-time closed captioning for News Channel 4 is provided as a public service by General Motors.
Nerves of steel, strength under pressure, cast iron muscle. Looks like we've got a lot in common. Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And now, during the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown, get $2,000 cash back on a Silverado 3-door extended cab, or get $1,000 cash back on a Silverado 4-door 4-wheel drive extended cab. The selection won't last. Get to the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown at your local Chevy dealer today. Labor Day is over, but not Heilig Meyer's Labor Day sale and clearance. We've extended it through this weekend. Everything is still on sale, and we do mean everything. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather, home office, all on sale. Even appliances and electronics. If it's in the store, it's on sale. And save 20 to 50% on selected clearance merchandise. So if you want your money to work as hard as you do, don't miss America's hardest working Labor Day sale and clearance. Extended through this weekend, only at Heilig Meyer's.
Right now at McDonald's, $2 will get you 2 delicious Egg McMuffin sandwiches or 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. So come on in and go 2 for 2.
Did calls from your wireless phone just get more expensive? Well, no. Introducing the Digital Edge Midwest plan from Ameritech. Just $29.95 a month, plus a free Nokia phone. No roaming, no long distance, no question.
If you've never been one to stick with an exercise program, the thought of heading to the gym probably doesn't have you running for the door. But what if you could combine one of America's favorite pastimes with exercise? Kathy Donahue has news tonight that golf lovers are going to want to hear. Kathy?
Colleen, if your love of leisure is keeping you from sticking to an exercise program, then you really need to check out the October issue of Prevention magazine. It says that a round of golf is good for you, and if you just head out the door, you'll find some benefits. The next time you head out to hit the links, Prevention magazine says you can leave the guilt behind, because this isn't just a game, it's work. New scientific evidence backs up what many golfers have been saying all along. Playing 18 holes is a great way to spend the day. In a good exercise program, you'll elevate your heart rate, you'll work all the muscle groups. You can do all that with a game of golf, but you have to leave the cart behind. A recent study found when you skip the cart and walk instead, you can burn more than 1,700 calories per round. Researchers took a group of sedentary, middle-aged men out to the golf course 2 or 3 times a week for 5 months. They ended up walking about 5 miles on average per game. In those 5 months, each man in the study lost about 5 pounds, decreased his abdominal fat by 8%, increased his good cholesterol, lowered his bad, and saw a drop in blood pressure. Also, the men all say they became more aerobically fit and saw improved endurance in their trunk muscles. All of the men in this study were healthy and less than 10 pounds overweight before they even began the study. So this evidence suggests that if you are not overweight or if you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, you could even have better results than these men did. And because these men had so much fun on the links, they stuck with the program longer, so they saw the benefits longer. Also a pretty good excuse to get out of the house.
Yeah, it's nice to have an excuse. My doctor wants me to play golf. Thanks, Kathy. You can check out the October issue of Prevention magazine for more information on the benefits of golf. The study mentioned in this story can be found on page 76.
Well, new statistics on AIDS with some surprising results.
Younger people that are catching it are not using their heads.
An emotional story of survival from a man living with AIDS, plus another beautiful day over Central Ohio. A quick check of the neighborhood weather net shows it's 81 and it feels like 81, low humidity. Tower cam looking northeast over the capital city with a gorgeous sunset. Meteorologist Jim Goodall with the forecast. News Channel 4 continues.
And I'm Cabot Ray. Tonight at 6, 2 families wait to hear if a man convicted of killing a Columbus mother will go free.
Turned 27 this year, and I've lived more of my life without my mother than I did with her.
As the family of the victim fights to keep him behind bars, Arliss White's niece has a much different story to tell. Plus, we're live downtown for the Columbus Blue Jackets celebration at 6.
For more than 50 years, Stanley Steamer has developed innovations you won't find from any other carpet cleaner. Expert technicians who take care of details, powerful equipment, arrival times at your convenience, and service unmatched by anyone. All with one goal, your satisfaction.
Clean 3 areas in a hall for $99.
Stanley Steamer, tough on dirt, gentle on carpet.
No. I said sell it. Call them up and ask them to give it all back.
In this point-and-click, risk-it-all on a .com world,
What's wrong with this
it's
phone?
nice to know at least one thing doesn't go up and down. Wendy's Super Value Menu.
Hi. Junior bacon cheeseburger, side salad, and a biggie drink.
Because everything is always 99 cents.
Wait a minute. It's on us.
It's there for you.
Now, biggie size any Wendy's combo and play Wendy's Game Time Giveaway. There are millions of prizes and offers, including RCA HD TVs. Everyone scores.
If your doctor says you need a particular specialist or some treatment, if you've got an HMO or an insurance company, a lot of times some bean counter behind a computer terminal who doesn't have a license to practice medicine and doesn't have a right to play God will overrule the doctor's orders. I'm telling you, we need a patient's Bill of Rights to take the medical decisions away from the HMOs and insurance companies and give them back to the doctors and the nurses.
Lancome revolutionizes skincare with grapes. Introducing Vinafit, complete energizing moisturizer with great polyphenols for powerful environmental protection. Derived from green grapes, it's a fresh burst of hydration that leaves skin feeling moisturized, full of vitality, totally energized. Vinafit, a technological first from Lancome. Visit us at Lancome.com. And now, only at Lazarus, choose your gift with any $21.50 Lancome purchase.
Not all wireless service is the same. With some, the minute you leave your coverage area, your call drops. And before you know it, you've hit a wall. Now Verizon Wireless gives you better coverage in more areas than ever before. Get the regional rate plan with no regional roaming or long distance charges. Now just $9.99 monthly access with 30 minutes a month.
You gonna answer that?
Not in this neighborhood.
Verizon Wireless. Join in.
For your health tonight, the Columbus AIDS Task Force says they see about 1.5 new cases of HIV a day, and of those, about 1/3 are heterosexuals. That statistic is mirrored nationwide and has local health officials concerned. News Channel 4's Anitra Hamper joins us from the newsroom with more. Anitra?
Mike, the Columbus AIDS Task Force believes that with the increased publicity about new AIDS drugs, more people feel immune to contracting the disease or protected if they do get it. But that's just not the case. Now they're seeing more people, especially heterosexuals, showing up positive.
I wouldn't wish this life on anyone.
Lily Thafford says she lived the American dream. She married her husband Bob, had a fulfilling career and a busy lifestyle. That was before she and her husband were diagnosed with HIV.
The people on the news don't talk about the cases of toilet paper that you go through because of the side effects, or the throwing up so bad you're having nosebleeds, your life being dictated by medical schedules. And
Bob and Lily are among an increasing number of heterosexuals living with the disease. The Columbus AIDS Task Force blames the alarming increase on complacency.
People thinking there's a cure, you know, if I get infected, I'm just going to take a pill so I don't need to worry about being safe. And
according to the Columbus AIDS Task Force, heterosexuals now account for 35% of the caseload. That number was at 12% just 5 years ago. It is estimated that close to 1,600 people in Franklin County have the disease. The task force says in addition to the increase in heterosexuals with HIV, the numbers are also increasing among young men, African Americans, and divorced women in their 40s. Half of their cases now are people 25 and younger. Bob Thafford says statistics like that should not be happening.
If they do not use safe sex, you know, especially the younger generation, there's so much put out there for them. So much advertising, so much literature. And their attitude is, oh, I won't get it.
Many people who have the disease may not know it for years. Even more reason, according to the task force, to make HIV testing a regular part of healthcare checkups. Mike.
Already, thanks so much, Anitra. National statistics show that there are between 40 and 50,000 new HIV infections each year.
Just another beautiful day today.
Just gorgeous. Meteorologist Jim Goodall in the Weather Center. And Jim, how long will the blue sky last?
3 hours. Then
good answer, Jim.
Then sunset sets in and it gets dark out. I know what you mean, though. There'll be more clouds tomorrow because we have a front coming through here, scattered showers, but the weekend will have sunshine, too. Interesting thing happened down on the Space Shuttle launch pad down at Cape Canaveral this week. On Tuesday in the afternoon, a thunderstorm blasted the shuttle with a lightning strike. So obviously they got to be very, very careful with all of the technology on Atlantis to make sure everything is all right. It should be protected, and this bolt should have, like a lightning rod, gone into the ground instead of the shuttle, but you just can't take chances with this sort of a thing. But lightning hit the shuttle on Tuesday. More storms down in Florida today. Nothing like that around here. On our forewarned neighborhood weather net, it's 78 at Cardington and Waldo. Williamsport has 82. Elida 83 at our studios, it's 81 with winds out of the southwest only at 2. The peak gust was 12. There's nothing on forewarned first Doppler, and we don't have anything on here either. So let me just put something else up while I call up my computer. You can see on Tower Cam today, great visibility this afternoon, and this pattern should continue until dark, which is 7:50 now. Remember, sunset used to be at about 9:04 at the start of summer, so that's really changed here over the past couple of weeks and months. And of course, we lose about an hour of daylight now, all the way up for December, and then we start to turn it back around. So let's show you what we got going on here. We do expect some showers and thunderstorms on a cold front off to the west of us tomorrow, and a southern system to spread some showers into the southern parts of the state too. So it is conceivable that central Ohio would be in between both of these and not pick up much in the way of rain as we go through the next 24 hours. Anyhow, less than 1/4 of an inch is expected at any one spot. Our high and low temperature at our National Weather Service site out back today was 80. The low temperature was 48. Record high 98 in 1939, and the record low was 40 back in 1988. Remember, earlier in this week, we already did have a temperature of 39 up at the Butler-Belleville area at the Clear Fork ski area. So you can see this storm system developing in the Gulf. Have to watch it carefully, but it's been a very quiet tropical storm and hurricane season, and there are some nasty thunderstorms coming through Wisconsin on that front. Again, today, as far as ragweed, moderately high, mold spores, moderately high, but these are much lower than yesterday because it wasn't as windy as a couple of days ago. Temperatures mid-70s to low 80s around the state, going down into the 50s tonight. There are clear skies early, but by morning it'll be mostly cloudy with a better chance of showers and thunderstorms west and south, and about 78 in town. And then notice 80 Saturday, 85 Sunday, both days predominantly dry, not too bad.
Thanks, Jim.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim. Let's check in now with Beth Del Ponte for a look at how tonight's rush hour traffic is wrapping up.
Well, Colleen and Mike, 315 northbound traffic still trying to recover as you make your way from 670 on up to Henderson. That's after an earlier accident. And then if you take a look at your screen, we have an accident on the ramp from 270 westbound to Westerville Road. And traffic still heavy here on I-71 as you make your way both northbound and southbound past our camera shot here at Long Street. Mike?
Alrighty, thanks, Beth. Plus, what in the world is Dave Metzel doing?
That's a question we ask a lot around here. We'll tell you what this is all about when News Channel 4 continues.
A day at the park can turn miserable. It's allergy season, and that means stuffed up noses and sinus headaches. But could this new pain-free procedure put an end to that? We'll show you how it works Friday on News Channel 4 at 5.
Labor Day is over, but not Heilig Meyer's Labor Day sale and clearance. We've extended it through this weekend. Everything is on sale. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather, home office, appliances, electronics, even recliners. They're all on sale. Every style, every color, with famous Lane recliners starting at just $299.95. And save 20 to 50% on selected clearance merchandise throughout the store. So if you want your money to work as hard as you do, don't miss America's hardest working Labor Day sale and clearance. Extended through this weekend only at Heilig Meyer's.
Verizon Wireless introduces Mobile Web. The wireless internet access you personalize on your computer, then use right over your phone. With a simple scroll and click, you can get just the information you want, the moment you want it. Mobile Web. Only from Verizon Wireless. Join in.
Sign up now and get the first 3 months access free with annual contract.
Yeah.
Clean the inside too, mister?
Just the outside.
White Castle. What you crave. Spice things up with a tasty White Castle jalapeno cheeseburger.
7 of 10 fourth graders in our highest poverty schools cannot read a simple children's book. Millions are trapped in schools where violence is common and learning is rare.
The Bush Education Agenda. Reform Head Start. Focus on reading. Restore local control. Triple funding for character education. Hold schools accountable for results.
Now is the time to teach all our children to read and renew the promise of America's public schools.
The Home Depot is saying goodbye to nearly 100 associates. And while they won't be leaving for good, they will be leaving for a good cause. You see, since 1994, the Home Depot has hired and supported more Olympic hopefuls in North America than all other companies combined. Some of these athletes will come back from Sydney with medals. All will come back heroes.
If you sometimes feel like you're stuck on a treadmill, this next story offers a cool alternative.
Well, sort of. It's the latest training advice employed by the Ohio State hockey team, and as Dave Metzold found out, it's tougher than it looks.
The switch has been flipped on a whole new era of hockey training. Imagine being able to skate without ice, or do the unimaginable and skate uphill, or at speeds up to 17 miles an hour. It's all possible with this state-of-the-art skate mill, and Ohio State is the first school in the country to have one on campus. Exhausting? Yes, but it's a good kind of tired.
Off season, I think is the best thing to do. Instead of running and stuff, you know, you get on the machine. And I think since I've been doing it, you know, I go on the ice and I think my first tries are way faster, you know. It helps a lot, I think so.
Coach John Markle likes it because it allows his players to keep skating with or without ice.
It's the perfect way of working out. And it's just like Olympic weightlifting, you know, you look like you're not doing anything, but you are. Right. And you get stronger. Well, it's the same thing here, the same principle.
My first-hand experience with the machine is that it is much tougher than it looks. Either that or I'm not half the skater I thought I was. In this case, probably both statements are true. Dave Metzold, News Channel 4.
My thighs hurt watching that. There are only 4 machines like that in the country. It aches. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Cabot joins Colleen for News Channel 4 at 6 up next.
Thank you, Mike and Colleen. And tonight at 6, a man convicted of shooting and killing a Rite Aid employee could be released early from jail. We'll hear from both families anxiously awaiting the decision.
A local school district puts out a safety alert. I'm John Ivanek. I'll tell you what to look for in a live report.
And the check's not in the mail for thousands of people relying on child support. We'll tell you what's causing the delay. News Channel 4 at 6 is next.
Seek out your dream home from the comfort of your sofa with the King Thompson Sunday Morning Home Show. Tour Central Ohio homes in every price range. 11:30 a.m. Sunday on NBC4.
With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
Now for moms in a hurry, Smucker's introduces new Uncrustables PB&J sandwiches. Smucker's starts with delicious peanut butter and jelly, takes off the crusts, and seals in all the goodness of homemade. Uncrustables go from freezer to lunchbox for a soft, taste like fresh-made Smucker's PB&J at school. Try new Smucker's Uncrustables. They're in the freezer aisle. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
Arby's $5 value roundup. It's an incredible deal. Any 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 beef and cheddars, or 4 regular roast beefs for just $5.
Delta Marine is holding its own boat and RV show this week at the dealership with great closeout prices.
Enjoy the great outdoors in style with Delta Marine.
The Tracker 8-foot pop-up trailer, only $121 a month.
The Arctic Cat 300 4x4, only $114 a month. Delta Marine has great deals on fast and fun runabouts.
The Maxim 1800 on $195 a month. The 1900 Performance and Luxury. Voted outstanding value, the Rinker 212 Captiva.
Boats, RVs, and ATVs at Delta Marine. We sell fun.
Get the Hoover Steamback Runabout for only $199.99 with free solution during the biggest Hoover sale of the year, only at Big Kmart.
Will you know if you've come in contact with a power line? Let's just say it can hit you like a bolt of lightning. Never get near a power line with anything. It's a smart idea that could save your life. From AEP, America's energy partner.
Live from the NBC4 studios in Columbus, this is News Channel 4 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Cabot Ray. The Worthington School District is warning parents tonight about a suspicious man spotted around Evening Street on Tuesday. School officials say the man reportedly followed a girl around for several blocks. John Ivanek joins us now. And John, the school sent parents a note about this.
The safety alert went out Wednesday. The incident happened on Tuesday. The safety alert says a man in a gray van followed a middle school student as she walked home. The van apparently went by the girl a couple of occasions, and in the vicinity of South and Evening Streets, where we're at right now. Now, Worthington police and the school district treat these allegations as if they are very serious and very credible threats. Students are reminded to always walk to the bus stop or the school with a friend, never stopping to talk to strangers, even if the driver is asking for directions. Kids should always report any incidents to parents, school, or police.
This is just a standard operating procedure of the district. We feel it's important for the parents to know when these incidents occur. So currently, I don't know that there is a tremendous level of concern.
I was happy that it was in the